Welcome to My Safe Word is More. I am your host, Al Jackson, comedian, former daytime talk show host, father of three. I am joined by Corinne Kaplan, two-time survivor, one-time amazing racer, and as always, even though he's not here in the flesh, Mr. Chris Clark is our executive producer. He is en route, but for now, I'm joined with my girl. Old school. It was just,
I know,
like
just
Biggie
the
said, it
two
was
of
all a
us.
dream.
I know. I hate when Chris isn't here because it means I have put my stories together using my own two little bear paws. And, I don't know if it's going to make a lot of sense in this order. But I want to kick it off with, I realize that you're listening to
I
this.
kind of like when Chris isn't here because now we get to hear how the stories are in your head.
Yeah.
With no filter.
Right.
Yes.
This is how I would structure
Yes.
the stories. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's because this is such a flawless production that you didn't realize that I have full-on producer meetings and I practice my stories before I tell them to you. Anyways, so today you're going to hear this episode about 2 weeks after Valentine's Day. And I'm sure you understand that sometimes we shoot in advance. But my father gives me a Valentine's gift every year, and it would be insane of me not to share this with the world. And so since I was a very little girl, my dad has this incredibly sweet tradition that always he gives me a Valentine's gift, and forever and ever the card for the gift would always say, I will be your Valentine, but when the right man walks into your life, I'll gladly step aside. Now the card is like, bitch, I'm getting old.
Yeah.
Find somebody. I'm gonna die. I don't know what
Is the card just a watch with just the clock is ticking?
It's like the rest of the year, it's fine that I don't have anybody, but come this time, and he spends months looking for a gift. Now, sometimes the gifts are absolutely mind-blowing, extraordinary. I'll give you a few examples to just kind of wet your palate for this. I still do. I love people call it the claw machine. I always called it the grab machine because, you grab the little stuffed animal.
It's called the claw machine.
Yeah, it is. I always called it
the grab machine. Sounds like a shitty boss you had at Buffalo Wild Wings that just like every time you went in the back, the grab machine got me.
Oh, yeah. I was like, it's very grab by the pussy, right? Like,
yeah, a little bit.
The grab machine is just the groper. Yeah. Anyway, so he because all my life I have I still to this day, if I go shopping at a grocery store and there's a grab machine, I will pay whatever it costs to play with it. I love them. He got me a mini one of those for Valentine's one year and filled it with candy. He gets me all kinds of interesting.
Is it functional?
Yeah. I ended up giving, for those of you listening, and you might remember this if you're a long time listener from back in my all the fixations days, I gave it to Rob Sesternino's son during one of my RHAP appearances when I was over there doing a brutal cast assessment. So a very, very well-known survivor, and he has a whole podcast network. His kid has it. I don't know if he still does, but that's where it went when I was moving. So anyways, this year, my dad, he usually spends months getting this together. Now, to be clear, my father, he used to get me jewelry all the time throughout the year, always randomly. He'd just come home from work with a pair of amethyst earrings, and he would be like, Corinne, I have something for you. And then he would tell me, because the guy who loves you should get you stuff, nice things like jewelry, not because it's a holiday. And so on Valentine's Day, he doesn't get necessarily expensive gifts. He gets just creative, thoughtful things. And some years are better than others. But I'm going to tell you what he got this year. So for those of you listening at home, you could be watching us on YouTube. My safe word is more. This is what I was given.
Should I explain it?
Yeah, I have the full Amazon breakdown because I found it on Amazon and I was shocked at the price point and also how they described it.
Very disturbing.
Very. Now go ahead, tell the people.
Okay, it's like it's a pillow that's a half of a quarter of a black man's torso.
Well.
And it's but the black man's got his hand on his hip like I'm a little teapot.
Well, it's because you're supposed to crawl under it.
Oh.
And then he's holding you see?
Okay, so it's like an abusive boyfriend in the 80s pillow. It's just it's like the arms around your neck, but it's not comfortable. It's like you're with me, Christine.
Yeah.
It's a very it doesn't seem comfortable. It seems strange, but very progressive. It is a black man.
Okay, so it's not. No, this is the interesting part because when we looked this up, so I had an anti-Valentine's party, which by the way, while we're here, shout out to Project Lindsay. She had an anti-Valentine's, but survivor themed party where she used a picture of me in part of it, and I love an anti-Valentine's party. Okay, so I'm gonna put this down now, but I encourage you all to look at the video or our Instagram so you can see what it looks like.
That was a very
Here's the deal.
disturbing pillow.
So we looked it up because I was like, I knew it came from Amazon, so we looked it up. There are 3 color shades it comes in: white, Hispanic, and like Dikembe Mutombo.
Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out!
Was that, what color was that?
This is Hispanic.
That is not his. That's
sure
no,
is.
it is.
Yes,
that,
it
oh
is.
my God.
The
no,
white
it
one
not.
is white.
Like Cold Stone Creamery white.
Basically. Yeah. This is the middle grade
That one was my complexion.
Yeah.
I could be Dominican.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So that's the first.
Wait, but what color was the black one? Was it?
Is that his name? Dikembe Mutombo? He's
Yes.
very black.
Yes.
That wasn't a good reference?
No, I mean it was, but he's Dikembe
Like
Mutombo's that
Nigerian.
color. I think maybe you're thinking of like Manute Bowl.
Okay.
I think that's who you're thinking
All
of.
right.
Yeah, I can tell you're very uncomfortable with this.
I thought, you know what it is? I have no idea what he looks like. I assumed that's a Nigerian name, and I was trying to give a Nigerian reference, and that was the
Yes.
first. I mean, Festus is Ellie. Festus is kind of that.
Okay,
guy.
so then you go from Dikembe Mutombo, maybe the most famous shot blocker in NBA history, to Festus Ezeli, who was a role player for several teams that
I don't
nobody
even know what a role.
except.
I'm friends with Festus, so I was like,
Clearly you are, because you pulled out
don't
the
know.
most random.
know the other
that'd
guy.
be like, do you know the rapper Drake? No. Do you know MC Brains? Like, no, you can't go to Festus Ezeli. I know him because I have a problem and I consume basketball in a weird way. No one that listens to this pod,
Especially
no
not our
one would know.
demographic.
I can't
Okay.
believe you said that.
So let's. I know. I don't even think Festus is that dark. Whatever. You get the idea. I got the Hispanic, but my father had to make a choice, right? Do we get her the white, the Hispanic, or the black? And my dad went Hispanic.
Your dad went black. He can lie to himself.
You know what? He didn't go white.
Pull that fucking pillow out and put it next to my goddamn hand. It is it's the same color. This is not like some Latin lover that you're gonna run into in Spain.
I'm gonna have to ask him because he had to make that choice on Amazon.
Okay.
Okay, so what the name of it is the boyfriend pillow. And it says muscle man pillow, cute and fun, hunky husband cuddle companion. Boyfriend ripped body pillow with benefits. What benefits?
with benefits.
So then I go to, it also
is there room
says,
for an attachment somewhere on there?
fall in love easily and get over a jerk. So like if your boyfriend broke up with you, like the guy I was dating did last year before Valentine's, just get this, when my dad sent it, my dad just goes, well, he's half the man he used to be. Because I was like, why didn't you just pay for like the whole thing?
Because that's a sex doll. That's why. That's what people that get sex dolls do. I was gonna get the girlfriend pillow, but then I got one with a mouth and a gigantic anus, just because it was about the same price.
So here's some really good reviews. This person says, I got this for my friend and he likes it a little too much and I'm concerned for his well-being.
Yes, his dry cleaner's thumbs up. He's like, yeah, keep them coming.
This person said, this was honestly such a great gift for my best friend's birthday. She loved it. She sleeps with her man every night. He's comfy to watch movies with and a cuddle.
No.
It's sad, right? And then lastly, this person's complaining. This is great. So this person gives it 3 out of 5 stars. Smaller than expected is the title. It really didn't seem like a true man body pillow at all. It was more the size of a teenager.
Oh, that's very creepy.
Very.
You know, one of your students that just sprouts up over the summer and has a mustache when they come back, like that height?
The arm wasn't heavily stuffed, so it didn't really give me what I was looking for. I wanted something bigger and more heavily stuffed.
That is insane. And first of all, that she had an idea of, okay, I'm going to get a quarter of a man, but here's what I want. To have such a specificity for such a weird item. You look crazy with that. Like if I broke up with a girl and she posted that on Facebook, like I'm over Al, I'd be like, see, told you she was crazy. You can't have that and not look bananagrams.
I know. Well, so I said to my mom, I was like, my mom goes, didn't you crack up? And I was, and by the way, Joe, do you want to know how much it is?
Can I guess?
Sure.
Okay.
It honestly has the consistency of something you'd find in a grab machine.
Okay, I'm going to go $39.99.
So close, 45.
Oh, that's just a number where it's just like somebody that's desperate will pay this. That is
right. It's just like not expensive enough where you'd be like, oh God, what am I doing with my life? Like it's just at that price point where you're like,
Well, I want you to do the rest of the podcast with that around your neck. I think that's it. You see how quickly you put it away?
So,
Because you know deep down that that's not okay.
no, so my mom was like, so did you like it? And I said, oh, it was hysterical. I brought it out during the party. Like I opened it at the party and everyone was like, oh my God, your dad sent you that? And I was like, yes. And then my mom's like, well, we thought that the reviews say it's quite comfortable. Have you tried sleeping with it yet? And I was like, oh, I'm not going to sleep with it. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but.
Yeah, Mom, this is a gag gift.
Also, I do date much taller men, and that does seem like a teenager to me. If I'm being honest.
A lot of teenage references here.
Yeah.
I don't, like, that just seems way too small. It really seems like he has you in a headlock.
Yeah, I there's plenty of pictures online. I'll make a whole carousel for y'all on Instagram. My safe word is more. I have an update on last 2 episodes ago. I talked about how I suffer from Schadenfreude, and I have the craziest update when we return. Okay, so while we were on the topic of my father, I thought we would bring up how he diagnosed me with Schadenfreude.
Okay.
And one of the things that I said very clearly was that every gay man I know that I have pitched this idea to is like, yes, of course, I have it as well. Like they all know what it is. And I thought it was just because honestly, my gay friends are just the wittiest, smartest. And I'm not saying every gay man is that or every lesbian, but the ones I've collected are like cream of the crop. And so it didn't surprise me at all. I even had this one guy that's on Facebook that I'm friends with. He was like, what's everyone looking forward to today? And he's been like unemployed for a while and he's sort of depressed, but he's like a funny depressant about it. And he wrote, number 1, Schadenfreude, like as though everyone would know it. And I was like, man, it's always the gays. Well, a patron, longtime patron, Brett, somewhere remember, we used to call him cruise director Brett, wrote in this morning and he's like, bitch, the reason we all know it is because it's a really famous song from the Broadway musical Avenue Q. It's called Schadenfreude. He like sent me the song. I can't play it for copyright reasons, but it's a song about Schadenfreude. And he's like, that gay men love musicals. There's a bridge there.
Oh.
It would be like how everyone knows, you know, the fucking 9,560 candles. You know,
Doesn't sound like you know it. First of all, you started with a number that it definitely wasn't, and then tried to apply the song retroactively at the end. And it was. I knew that wasn't. What do you think the song is? And I'll give you a complete reset.
Okay. Well, it's
just 1,000. Stop making up fucking weird numbers. Start with around 1,000 bottles of beer on the wall. 1,000 bottles of beer.
No, that's not the way it goes.
You take one down, you pass it around.
Do you think that's what I'm singing?
Yes. What were you saying?
I'm trying. That's how bad I am, you guys.
What were you saying?
Everyone here knows but him. The fucking lead song from Rent. Hold on. Now
I thought you were, that was so bad.
Seasons of Love is the name of the song. Hold on. How do I get the goddamn fucking lyrics? Hold on.
My moment is then is watching Corinne work her phone. Just like she's like a mom where her kids were like, look, Mom, you need to have a phone. And
oh my God, this is
fought
so
it
annoying.
for years.
Okay, hold on. Seasons of Love lyrics. Because this will make more sense. 525,600 minutes. How do you measure? Measure a year in daylights, in sunsets. I'm going to stop now. Everyone else knew what I was talking about. It's 525,600 minutes. Okay, you could see where I got that wrong.
But didn't you do plays your whole life?
Yes.
Why do you deliver the lines
so poorly?
Like you're an alien in a human's body that's like, I relate to you musicals, 9,000. Like, just say it. You won't just say it.
I didn't know the number. That's why I was trying to.
You never did Rent? Didn't you do like a couple hundred plays?
Yeah, but I didn't do musicals. I mean, I did like a handful of musicals. I did like Pirates of Penzance.
I would think Rent would be in there.
It wasn't. I have no talent for the singing part. I'm an actress.
Okay.
So anyways, I am here to tell you that is what happened. I wasn't stereotyping an entire people. It was just that there's a musical reference that only gay men really would get.
I will say this because we were talking about gay men before we turned the podcast on. And I do find that this is a trait that I find in a lot of my LGBTQ friends, but specifically my gay male friends, is they are honest in a way, and we were talking about how, if that shirt doesn't work, like usually somebody from the straight community be like, I think it's cute on you, Corinne, where like a gay man will just be like, that is not working, take that off. And it's just like, it's so much better. Just tell me and don't let me play myself.
Sometimes it is and sometimes it isn't. For the most part it is, but like specifically what we were talking about before this recording started was how the first few episodes, we didn't have the camera angle quite right. And I didn't think I looked very good in the video. But I was like, you know what? I'm probably being hard on myself. And then Chris and Al are like, what are you talking about? You look great. I go to Jay's house. I show him the first like clip pulled and he's like, can you reshoot this? You look terrible. And like, no, I can't reshoot it. And I didn't want to. And then like on Twitter, which I never fucking use, whatever the hell it's called now, on Twitter, immediately this gay man I know on Twitter that follows me was like, I think you need to raise the camera. And that was his way of being like, you don't look good.
You don't know what Twitter is called now?
Meta. No.
That's a totally different company.
It is?
Absolutely. What do you think is under
X.
X? There. What do you think
What's
is under
Meta then?
What do you think's under the Meta umbrella? You got to guess. There's only a few. What do you think? It's going to be Periscope?
So it's not Twitter.
No.
Oh, is Periscope still a thing?
No, it is not.
But then Meta has to be Instagram?
Yes.
Okay.
And?
I don't know.
Facebook. It's this little upstart. How do you not know?
Wait, Facebook and Instagram are the same thing?
They're owned by the same person.
Mark?
Yeah. Yes. We'll end that little social media lesson there, but yeah.
Okay.
God, I'm so jealous of you. You just walk around like I don't need to know that.
I don't register any of that, and like, yeah.
Mark.
I know his first name at least. Okay, so I wanted to do a recap on something so fucking traumatic that happened to Eliza and I. So you heard last episode, Eliza was in town visiting me. We shot that episode.
She was a fantastic guest,
of course,
as advertised.
Yes, and we're gonna get more guests on the show that I like and that I want to hear from. So
was that a shout at Eliza? No,
not like I'm saying. If you like that, you could.
But it was implied that you didn't like her.
No, of course. No.
But if you go, we're going to have more guests besides Al. Guests I like.
No, I meant like exactly like Eliza is special. That's why she got to come on.
I'm messing with you. We love her.
Yeah. No, of course. I would never say anything about Eliza.
She is Fam Bam forever on this show.
And big thank you to her. But so I asked her, so I have a friend that coaches. We'll leave the team out. Okay. Coaches a basketball team. They were in town playing. And so they happened to play 2 games back to back. Well, one day in between. And so he was like, do you want to come to the game on Monday? And I was like, no. And then he's like, okay, can we have like dinner? Can we hang out? And I was like, yeah, of course. So I like meet him for drinks and like food on Tuesday. And he's like, well, will you come to the game tomorrow? And I was like, hang on. So I text Eliza. I'm like, do you want to go to a Nuggets game? So she's like, yeah. Yeah, of course I want to. And it's, obviously they're family seats, so they're good seats. I said, okay, I'll ask him to leave us post-game passes and we can meet the players and stuff. And she was like, yes, I definitely want to do that. And I was like, ugh, I really don't
Why not?
want to do it because it's so late and it's a weeknight.
Oh
and
my God.
It was cold. It was so cold out. Anyways, so because it was so fucking cold out, and I'm talking, this was like when we were having like wind chill in like -10, -15. So like you can't be outside. And I don't even have appropriate clothing for that. Like I don't own fucking mittens. Like I'm out here. I do the thing where I'm outside for fucking 5 minutes. I'm good. That's fine. I'm not doing any kind of lengthy period outside when it's that cold. Well, so I went home after the podcast. We were a little late to the game, so I could drop my car off and take an Uber so that we could be dropped off right in front. Perfect, flawless execution. We walk in. Now, I have not been to a game this year, and that is strictly because Richard hasn't been calling them. He's like a little too famous, and the Nuggets are a little too shitty. So he'll be here in March, but he hasn't been here. But every other year, I've been here 6 years. I have been to 100. I mean, at one point I was dating one of the coaches. So like, I was at a lot of games. Okay,
Can you name 3 players?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, my favorite is Aaron Gordon.
Okay, of course.
I don't know. He's so hot to me.
Comedian mentioned him on stage the other night, just making a reference, and I thought about you.
Beautiful. I love him so much. Anyways.
Wait, 2 more.
The white one. Braun.
Okay. It's brown, but okay.
It's spelled like brawn. And then we've got,
I'm going to leave this dead air in here. I'm not saying a
I
word.
know. I was just thinking in I just
No,
don't pay
you've been to
any-
hundreds of games.
This is not an act. I don't pay any attention. It's Aaron Gordon, and that's it. And then the white one I think is cute also. God, what is that one guy's name? Fuck.
Festus is Ely?
No. What is this guy's name? I can see his
You
face
live in the
front of me.
city.
Jokic.
Yes, okay.
Okay, that wasn't even
Also
yeah.
known as the MVP of
yeah,
the
yeah,
league.
yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I should have gotten that one. That's like fine. Okay, that's on me.
Okay.
But there's another one that's really driving me nuts that I can't remember the name of.
Jamal Murray?
No, I know. Now I could see his face in front of me when you said that. He's got
Okay.
that funny little Donald Duck looking face.
He does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not so cute. They're not listening. Who cares? All right. So, so the story. So we walk in, and immediately, before I can even show my tickets or anything, the person in the security is like, you can't bring those purses in. Now, I know there are purse rules in other places, but I have been to a lot of Nuggets games. I have always brought a purse. It has never been a thing. And it's not like, when I went to CU Boulder to that game, that idiot didn't give me any warning that you need a clear bag and this and that. Well, this guy, Eliza and I both had purses, and he's like, you can't have a purse. And I'm like, what am I supposed to do? And he's like, there's a white van across the street you can check your purse at.
Excuse me?
I know. So Eliza's looking at me, and because I was thinking, my immediate reaction was, I'm going to Uber the fuck home and just tell Jonah that I can't make the game. Like, I was like, this is ridiculous. But Eliza and I, we shove her purse in my purse, and we go out to this white van. There's a fucking line now remember, I'm trying to minimize the amount of time I'm outside. There's a line to check your purse. I have to fill out an entire form, and then I just give we tried to stuff our coat pockets with like wallet, phone, like anything valuable, but the purses themselves are valuable. And we watched a girl in front of us had to check a YSL bag, and it's a white fucking van with just all these purses in Tupperwares, like stacked. Okay.
No, it's not okay.
It's not okay at all.
That is do you understand? Okay, just the YSL bag. Let's just look at that. Okay, are you telling me that you couldn't get a knockoff YSL bag? And when you go to give this person their bag back, oh, here's one that says made in China on the inside.
Yeah,
are you telling me that I couldn't by hand copy down all the credit card information? Yeah. Are you telling me that everybody knows exactly how much cash? I couldn't take $10 out of each one? That just, even if they were on the up and up, anybody that's a criminal that has not robbed this van by now, you are slacking.
Yes, and there's just one guy with one clipboard. It took forever. Finally, we checked the bag, and I said to him, he goes, okay, so you have to pick this up within 30 minutes of the game ending. And I'm like,
for what?
It took me 30 minutes to check the bag, and there's barely anyone in line. At the end of this game, it's going to be a nightmare. And I was like, I'm a guest of the visiting team, and I have post game passes so that I can stay and interact like after the game. And sometimes like some of
Why'd you put interact in quotes?
Yeah, but like sometimes the players have to give interviews, they shower. It can take some time before they come out. And like yes, my coach friend was going to come out, but like,
are you telling Van Clipboard Man this?
No, I mean I'm telling a lie. I'm freaking out basically.
You should be.
And he's like, you have 30 minutes. If you're not out here by that time, the van leaves, and you have to come to another game.
Shut up.
And get your
Shut
so
your
he goes,
mouth.
You can look at the Nuggets schedule, see when they play a home game again.
What?
I know. So I'm freaking out. Eliza's freaking out because she's flying. She can't just like not have her purse. And like I felt terrible.
I'm gonna miss court today. The Nuggets are in San Antonio. I need to go down there and get my license.
So I'm fucking furious. So we walk in, and they told me that it was always a rule, but they never enforced it. Like, because I'm like, I've been to games, this has never been a problem. I don't know why I got the wrong guy on the wrong day. But if you're going to start enforcing a rule that you never enforced before that's this serious, can I get a reminder when I go to like the tickets? Like I didn't have to bring a purse. I just didn't know any better. Anyways, okay, this whole thing happens.
I am in shock at this. I can't even hear what you're saying.
I'm so
like,
glad because
what?
I thought you were going to be like, you're an idiot. But you know how many things I've gone to. Like I've gone to a million Nuggets games.
Well, we went to the game that you didn't go to.
On Monday.
Sar won tickets. So we went
With
to the
Erica
game on Monday. Yeah, we went with Erica. And Erica had her purse and she like flashed it like she was selling them in the parking lot. She like put her purse inside her jacket to get in because she was like, I'm not giving my purse to some Erica's purse was very expensive.
Yes, well, would not let us in. And I'm of course doing the thing that like this is why people should not be giving me tickets. This is not the first time I've done this. I'm like, I am a guest of the fucking Trailblazers? Like, do you understand? And it didn't matter. It didn't matter. They would not let me in. Okay, so all of this goes down. We go inside and I'm pissed because now I know I'm going to see my friend for a few minutes, but I'm not going to, all I want, this is like the umpteenth time I have been unable to meet Aaron Gordon. And I just want a piece of Aaron Gordon.
Right. I know where he's showering. I can be there.
He gives the post-game interviews because he's like a marquee player. So he's not going to be out within like, we only had about 15 minutes because then we had to race out of there to try and beat the van or else.
Where does the van go?
Can't the van stay a little longer? I don't know. And the guy said to me, he goes, I'll call your phone. Like, basically, he said that if I am not out there within the 30 minutes, he would give me the chance that he would call my phone. However, if I'm on the court, it takes a long time to get to the van. The van is across the street, you know.
You're inside of one of the biggest arenas in the state of Colorado. You can't just, like, open the door and you're, like,
Let me cap it off with, the most embarrassing part of this story is that I am absolutely protesting, okay? That is who I am as a person. I did not, Eliza was very sweet. She's very cordial. She's like, okay, where's the van? I was like, fuck that. Like, you know, like I'm losing my shit. Also because I'm like, I'm also a guest of the fucking visiting team. I'm not a regular person. I didn't pay for these tickets. So, okay, Eliza's very like on the up and up, but I am not. Okay, the next day I get a call from my colleague Elise and she's like, hey, are you okay? Is everything okay? And I was like, yeah. What? Like, I thought she was calling about work related. You know, she's my work partner. And I go, why? And she goes, I heard you got thrown out of the game last night. And I was like, what? The fuck did you say? She goes, yeah. I go, she's a millennial and I couldn't figure out how to get the tickets down from Ticketmaster. I go, you know I had tickets. She goes, yeah, but Lindsay was walking in when you were getting thrown out. I go, I wasn't being thrown out. My purse was being thrown out.
By the way, that's what everybody that's been 86 from a bar says. My wallet's being thrown out, not me.
Listen, I had all this throwaway footage of me on the court because after the game is over and you have the post-game passes, you can fucking do whatever you want, right? I'm on the court, and so I wasn't gonna post any of that, but I posted the shit out of that because I'm like, I don't know who else saw me and thought I was thrown out.
People look at that footage and be like, this is what got her thrown out. Fucking around on the court.
Right. So, anyways.
Also, isn't that crazy how rumors start? People just see something and then they create a whole story around it.
Al, listen.
Corinne fought a guy at the game last night.
I could be thrown out of plenty of things. A basketball game is not one of them. Like, I have done a lot of stupid shit at a basketball game. I will not be thrown out because I'm a guest of like a player or a coach. So like, I would have to do a lot.
On the person side that saw it, I'm sure they saw you being escorted out yelling, but I'm not a regular person. And yelling that over and over again as you're being escorted. And then they put her in a white van. I swear to God.
That is what it looked like. It looked like I got arrested and put in a paddy wagon. Okay, we're going to go to break, but I have a incredible, we're calling it Insane Facebook Marketplace. This was sent in by our good friend Amy. And yes. It is maybe the best thing she's ever sent in, and you know she has an excellent track record. We'll be right back. Okay, so there's no way I could prepare you for what I'm about to read.
I'm still not over the white van. I'm not.
I'm not either.
My body's here, but my brain is gone.
I woke up still so pissed off, and like
you should be.
I'm taking a friend, like I'm showing her a good time. After the game, it was a mess getting the person. I'm freezing my ass off. Okay, and I can't call the Uber because I got to wait in the line for the, you know.
The white van is also an Uber pool. Yeah.
You can also get a pap smear in the white van. Yeah. All right. So speaking of putting your private part somewhere, this person he's selling, well, he wrote flashlight. That ain't it. They're fleshlights.
Oh, that's a big difference.
For sale.
What a difference a letter makes.
Yes. Now, I don't know if that was a Facebook thing. So, well, no, because he uses the word fleshlight next. Okay, description. So I'm gonna roll this out, and then we're gonna pause because there's a lot here. I'm selling my mostly new collection of fleshlights. I really don't want to sell them, but I just recently got serious with my girlfriend, and I need to get rid of these before she notices them in my closet. As you can see, I have quite a bit, and they are becoming harder to hide from her as she moves more of her stuff into my apartment. I am roughly 6'2", 170 pounds, athletic build. I frequently hit the gym. Each of the fleshlights have been used by me exclusively, with the exception of maybe 4 of them, which I let my brother and cousin try out for about a week. Let's stop right there. Ooh. I don't want to know when my brother is getting off or with what fleshlight, and I don't want to use the same. What in the fuck? What? Well, these are personal use devices.
Do you understand, first of all, his brother, when he gave it to his brother, there's no way he cleaned it. There's no way. Because I'm sure
Well, he
when you
talks
got to
extensively
unscrew
about
the
it.
bottom of it, whatever is at the...
I'm concerned that it goes into the dishwasher.
Oh, God. Oh, no. And then, like, how does that come up? Like, does your brother, like, hint around
And
it? Like,
then-
man, I wish I had a fleshlight. And he's like, you know what?
And then, you know, the brother is hyping up this fleshlight, and the cousin's like, what about me, bruh?
Yeah.
Can I get in on that?
Yeah. Yeah,
You
I'm
are
tired
not-
of fucking the couch.
You're not prepared for the sheer number and like the information I'm about to give you. Okay. Many of them may look like all the same vaginas, but the difference is on the inside. Each one is uniquely textured to simulate various different porn stars' vaginas and equipped with fleshlight super skin masturbation sleeve that stretches in order to accommodate the repeated displacement of your girth. They also have an adjustable venting to achieve the perfect amount of suction.
Venting?
I mean, the way that he's displacement of girth.
What does that mean? I feel like he chat GPT'd that part. Like,
Now-
that's, no regular person has ever said, and it takes place of my displacement of girth. So I love it.
Well, now we're using that for sure.
Oh,
That's a new
episode title.
Yeah. Okay. I have roughly 38 to 42 different fleshlights. I lost track after 20. Not limited to vaginas, but also anuses and mouths as well. Now let's talk
Okay.
about those for a minute. Most of the mouth fleshlights are new as well, except for some light kissing while using the vag or butt ones. Okay, guys, so let's first of all, I want everyone right now to think of how smart I was to put this in the episode with the body pillow, right?
Oh.
Even without Chris, I knew these two things interrelated. So he's making out with one fleshlight, the mouth one, while he's jamming his dick in the vag or the butt one. So he's trying to explain to you that for the most part, the mouth ones are just been lightly kissed. Now, not all of them. In fact, the only mouth one that is not considered new is the vampire mouth, which got heavy use, kissing and full penetration, because I was and still am really into the Twilight Saga.
Oh, full minute. Yeah, so it's just like, hey, don't kiss that one.
I actually
You
have,
just get in there, just a red tape around the mouth.
I actually have two vampire mouths because the first one got used so much. As for the vaginas and anuses, most have had moderate to heavy penetration use, with the exception of about 2 to 3 which have just had a finger or two inserted.
What?
I have so many questions for this guy that I can't get answers to, but what do you consider heavy penetration? What's the difference between fucking a fleshlight and then heavily fucking the fleshlight?
It's like he has them marked like these ones I made love to. These were grudge fuck.
You don't even know where I'm about to go. You have
I
set
d-
me up so perfectly. Just wait. Okay. To judge the use of each sleeve, I can show you a notebook that I have kept full of my personal statistics while using each variation. Over the years, I have filled it with stats such as how long each masturbation session has lasted. What room was I in? Was my dog or cat in the room? How many strokes it took to finish? What porn video I was or was not watching at the time? And my overall feeling before and after each session, rated on a scale of 1 to 10. It's quite extensive and I'm not really into partying with it, but for the right price, I might think about it. Among the 18 or so vaginas, 3 of them are blue alien variations. You might think 3 is a lot, and I would have to disagree because for one, I'm going through an alien phase at the moment, going on 2 years actually, and 2, human women can be very callous sometimes.
Human women.
Not my girlfriend though, she's an angel. In fact, we haven't even had intercourse yet, just a lot of heavy petting and mutual butt stuff. It's nice. I think he's getting ahead of himself here.
Yeah, mutual butt stuff.
And I am concerned if all he's been doing is fucking 40 or so fleshlights and in the last however long and watching Twilight sagas. Isn't there a world in which he's actually terrible at fucking?
Yeah, because he's not even focusing on the fucking. He's counting his strokes. He's figuring out what the timer was on the YouPorn video. He's like, at 17:38, I came like a wildcat.
He's yelling at the dog, look at me!
Yeah.
Look at me when I finish!
Yeah, the dog hid in shame.
Among the 18 or so, I already got that. Every single fleshlight in this collection that's been used has been thoroughly cleaned and maintained after each use. All have been inspected monthly for any rips or tears, which has been chronologized in the notebook. Any fleshlight that doesn't pass inspection has been either repaired or destroyed in a humane and sterile fashion. Humane.
I think that
He's in love.
I think
with the fleshlights.
that's why the girlfriend doesn't get the pressure to have sex. Because he's like, oh, we kissed a little bit, and she's like, this guy's never really pressured me for sex. He's worn out.
Why is he letting her move in?
Yeah,
without seeing if the sex is
and
any
she
good.
hasn't found 40 fleshlights. I guess you find what you want to find, huh? What's this trash bag?
He says, I like to think I'm an expert in fleshlight use, maintenance, and repair, but after frequenting a popular fleshlight collectors convention, oh my God, the losers at that.
Oh my God.
There's a fleshlight convention. It's not
sponsored by Dawn Dish Soap.
Yeah, it's not just like a I don't know, a sex toy convention. No, it's just fleshlights.
The conversations that must be at that
I
convention.
know. And he said, I am a mere casual compared to the pros. I'm trying to sell them all together, but for the right person or circumstances, some could be separated. Again, he's associating feelings like, I want these dogs adopted out together. They're brothers, you know.
Yeah. And also, he doesn't want to sell them. There is a serious connection with all of those. The way he describes, like, some have been used moderately and gently.
Yeah.
Very Kenny G like.
Yeah.
And then other ones is like, this one's been ripped, and I made note of that.
It's just, this whole thing is so fucking insane. He says, feel free to call or text me day or night, but before 10 p.m. because that's when my girlfriend and I like to start with the butt stuff. Depending on whose butt is doing what, I might answer.
Okay. So if it's her butt, I have a free hand.
I guess.
Yeah.
And also, like, what butt stuff?
He's definitely getting pegged regularly.
Oh.
Yeah. And so I think that's his way of saying, like, also dildos for sale, but only if you ask for them. And then he will give you a complete breakdown of, this dildo made me reevaluate life. Like, he'll have a breakdown of those too, but he didn't want to get into that step on the fleshlight stuff.
He's also saying, he goes, you can ask advice on buying fleshlights, or if you want to just chat, that's cool too. If the offer is fair enough, I will throw in the super suction shower mount, not pictured.
You know what I just thought? We need to write back and ask serious questions. The way we have to get in the mindset of this guy and ask serious questions about fleshlights, because I'm sure he would. Do you know how much this guy wants to talk to somebody else that loves fleshlights as much as he does?
He hasn't had his fill at these conventions. And also, what's wild to me is when he gives you his height and weight, like, he's not morbidly obese. I thought for sure that would be the case, you know?
No, I think this is autism and Adderall and a porn addiction coming together like that hurricane in whatever that Marky Mark movie was.
And
like, this is his whole life, and he acts like it's not. But when you have 45 fleshlights, if somebody has one, you're like, oh, okay, you're out there. Like,
yeah, it's a gag gift. Somebody gave it to me, you know.
I have a fleshlight. I did that sex show in LA at the Treasure Chest.
I love the Treasure Chest.
Yeah, they give you fleshlights.
That's why I took the blowjob class.
Yeah, it was fucking super fun. But if I then went out and got 44 more, 45 of anything.
But also,
anything.
How big is your place that she hasn't found any of these?
I think this is in like one suitcase, because you could get like one big suitcase, a duffle bag.
I guess.
And she's moved it and she knows what's in. Oh,
here's like a picture of, and don't worry, if you're watching video, you'll be able to see this. The other thing is,
do you see the anal one?
I do. I see the vampire one. It's so fucking creepy. The mouths are weird. And some of them is just like a coin slot.
Now that's what I think. I think the coin slot is the vagina.
No,
the coin slot is the vagina.
No, but these are vaginas. This is a straight up coin slot.
There's one that's just a coin slot. I don't know what do you think that's for?
I don't know, but here I want you to guess how much he's selling it for if you didn't see when I was showing you.
$1,000.
I think that's fair. It was between 1,000, 5,000, a mere $350.
What does a fleshlight cost?
I think a lot.
I would think it'd be like $60.
Oh, I would think more than that. A good one? These are they're made after porn stars?
As far as you know, how the fuck do you know what her vagina feels like? This is not. I don't even know any porn stars. Do they have names still, or is it just like everybody?
I don't know.
Who's a famous porn star?
Asia something.
Asia. I just think that could be a black stripper.
Asia something was a famous porn star. Asia. I am not the person to ask.
I am on fleshlightofficial.com, and you can go through and pick the women that you want. Okay, what do you think a fleshlight starter pack goes for? Now there's a beginner butt plug, a fleshlight, something to anchor it to the wall,
Oh God.
and three cans of lube.
That seems very expensive. I'm going
it's got-
$200.
You're actually wrong. $135.95. It's on sale from $170, $170.
Yeah,
What
I
a
feel like that's
random ass price.
A $200-ish thing.
Okay, but just by itself, what do you think it is? I have the.
Oh, I mean, I would have said $100 for a flashlight.
I was actually right. $69.
Wow.
This one is a mouth and a tongue. Look at this one. It looks like the Thomas the Train.
Oh, I like this. Is very sad to me. This is sad stuff.
I mean, look, it's just weird that fleshlights have taken off, but the world of sex dolls seems like it's still kind of taboo.
I think that they're pricing themselves out of the market. Those are so expensive.
They're like a couple G's, right?
Yes.
But if you're gonna get one of those, throw down some cash and then like not have to worry about buying prostitutes.
I mean, you don't need 40 lips, asses, and vaginas if you just had one sex doll.
No, but some are for rough use.
Right.
And it's
some
like,
are vampires, some are aliens.
Yeah, I mean, you don't get one pair of shoes. You have sandals.
Yeah.
And you have stilettos. They're for different occasions. It's so gross.
Okay. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed that wild ride.
Yeah, we learned a lot about fleshlights and a lot about this young man. I mean, look, it's just interesting. What could he have taken that obsession and like made something of himself and like really like done something for the government, like some code breaker or something like, but he took it and he focused every moment of his life on fleshlights.
Yes, he did. And now he has a girlfriend and I'm still single. So
yes, and we'll be writing this, man. I definitely will. All right, and with that said, guys, thank you for riding with us on the Fleshlight Tour, but that's not why you show up to this podcast. This isn't a podcast about life.
it's obviously a podcast about the disbursement of girth.
Love it.